So, maybe I clicked on something wrong. It was all Turkish.
All right. Okay, brother.
Oh boy.
Let's just do your salah practice, and then we will tell you. Emily will tell you guys today the importance of the statements La ilaha illallah. How heavy this statement is. So first, he will show us how to say these words and how easy it is to say them, and then what's the importance of that?
Easy for a Portuguese guy. Yeah.
All right.
So start off with Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Wala ilaha illa Allah, Wallahu Akbar.
Good. Okay. And subhanallah means, Allahu Akbar means that Allah is greatest, right? He's greater than anything else, most important, most powerful, the complete, perfect, the one worthy of worship, right? And then you have subhanallah that negates any sort of deficiency or any sort of imperfection from Allah. Then alhamdulillah, all praises, all perfect praises, all complete praises belong to Allah. And then the statement La ilaha illallah, which means that there's no one worthy of my full submission, full worship, full love
but Allah.
And Allahu Akbar repeated, right? And then you move on to the next thing. Now, let's tell them the importance of this phrase by reading from here. Okay, so you're going to read from... Okay, so this is narrated in a chain of narration going back to the Prophet of Allah, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you will read from here. Okay, go for it.
Indeed, Allah will single out a man from his ummah in front of all the
from
people.
My ummah, right? So it's from the nation of the Prophet Muhammad, right? On the day of judgment, Allah will bring a man. Okay.
So indeed, Allah will single out a man from his ummah in front of all the people.
From my ummah, right?
From my ummah.
From the ummah of the Muhammad, because this is who Prophet Muhammad is saying that.
Oh, this is the direct quotation. Okay.
Yeah.
So indeed Allah will single out a man from my ummah in front of all the people on the day of judgment. 99 scrolls will be unrolled for him. Every scroll will stretch for as far as the eye can see.
Okay, so on the day of judgment, we'll actually have a scale set up, and you will have your books of deeds placed on that, of good deeds and bad deeds, right? So this guy would have 99 scrolls, right, which are so wide that they will stretch as far as the eye can see. Okay, let's continue.
Then Allah will say, do you deny anything of this? Did the angel who was recording your deeds oppress you?
Right, so this is all your actions, right? Do you have any objection to that?
So the man will say, no, my Lord. Allah will say, do you have an excuse? The man will say, no, my Lord. Allah will say, yes, indeed. We have a good deed for you, and indeed there will be no oppression upon you today.
Right. So Allah wants to bring everything. Right. So this is your all scrolls of bad deed, but there's even a single deed that will be brought in and that will be placed on the scale. So you have a full, you're not being oppressed. Right. Nothing is being ignored. Okay. So this is a good deed that will be brought up.
Then a card will be brought forth, and in it will be, I testify that there is none worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad is his slave and his messenger.
Right. So that statement in Arabic is La ilaha illa Allah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Right?
Which we said in the Shahadah.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you add I testify, then it becomes Ashhadu anna la ilaha illa Allah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammad abduhu wa rasuluhu. Right? So slave and messenger.
Then Allah will say, bring your bad deeds. The man will say, what is this card compared to these scrolls?
So these 99 scrolls are of bad deeds, and this one card is a good deed.
Allah will say, indeed, you will not be oppressed. The Prophet continued, the scrolls will be put on one side of the scales, and the card will be put on the other side. And the scrolls will be light, and this card will be heavy. There can be nothing more heavy than the name of Allah. All praise belongs to Allah. May his peace and blessings be upon our final Prophet Muhammad, his family, his companions, and all those who follow his guidance.
Thank you. So there you go, right? So this statement, so when we are walking, when we're driving, as we remember these Allah by these statements, they actually have a lot of value, especially the statement of La ilaha illallah, right? And then you could have a verbal service, right? Just lip service, or you actually mean it and you imply it, right? Because somebody who understands that, look, Allah is the one who is worthy of my full submission, full love, full hope, and nothing can happen except by the permission of Allah. That will have implications, right? Because then on top of it, you're saying that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, right? So now, okay, so once I realize that, what does Allah want from me, right? How can I earn the love of Allah, right? So the first thing that we talked about is to establish the 5 prayers. Now, how do we establish the 5 prayers, right? In a way, at a time that I desire, or I follow the messenger of Allah who has taught us that, look, these are the 5 times that Allah has chosen, and I'm going to make sure that I meet Allah within those intervals, right? You know, the trader guy we have, so I'm like, you know, think of this as your prime trading opportunity. You don't want to miss the trading interval, because it's not doing it in some other interval is not like doing it within the interval, right? And then to desire to now, so this is how you're starting, right? But inshallah, I'm sure that if we continue with focus in the next 4 weeks before your wedding, you will be ready with a full prayer. Yeah. You just saw that, like, just today we worked on it and it was like super easy, right? Yeah,
the full prayer is
yeah.
That's
So
the first chapter of the Quran starts with as well, right?
So if you break it down into the number of sentences it has, I'm sure it's not going to be very hard, inshallah, right? But it's just going to be like, okay, let me focus on that sentence every day. Next. Because what we still have, like, November even hasn't started, so we have like a good 33 days. And I don't think there are 33 phrases in the prayer.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so so if we do like 1 a day, we should be good, inshallah. Okay. Inshallah. So yeah, so that's our message, guys. And we'll talk to you later then. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, that was a good